everyone, and welcome back to Life Cues Week 8. And yes, I am home this week. So, I stuck a piece of, this is a good idea, I stuck a piece of incense inside my art journal, and then it gives it that kind of cool, kind of earthy, exotic smell to your journal. So I just stuck it inside those pages. So we're on a blank sheet today, and I am so sorry that I'm getting this up so late. I got home last Sunday, got a horrible head cold, and just felt like pure crap all week. And I thought that earlier in the week I would get this done and have it all ready to post. And before you know it, it was Saturday. So it's Saturday evening now. So I will get this posted. So some of you will see it tonight and some of you will see it tomorrow morning. And I apologize for that because I was consistently kind of putting up my pages by noon on Saturday. So that's what I'm going to try to continue to do. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to take this napkin. I picked up these cute napkins when I was in Las Vegas, and they're from that really cool Vera Bradley store, and I just love her store. So I'm going to adhere this napkin onto this page just using some gel medium, and I'm going to do what I usually do. I take apart the for those of you that have never done this, it makes great journal covers, but you take apart there's usually 1 or 2 layers, depending on the quality of the napkin, 2 layers of white tissue paper on the back. And then you'll get this nice sheer napkin with just that print on it. So here, I'll play with this. I'll be back. So this particular napkin only had 1. I actually think there's another piece here, but I can't get it. So I don't want to rip the napkin anymore. So if I was putting it on a cover for an art journal, I'd probably take the time to pick it apart, but this one, it doesn't matter that much. So I've trimmed it to fit the page. I'm just going to put some gel medium on the page. And as I mentioned earlier or one of these weeks, I said that I will go through some of the basic supplies that I have for art journaling for those of you that really want to get into this. And some of the supplies that you kind of, not a must, but it just makes it easier, I'm taking one of these, those credit card things you get in the mail all the time to get you to apply for a credit card. I always save them and use them. This was a Cineplex gift card leftover from the gift card, and I just saved it because it was hard, and it really scrapes the gel medium to the edge of the page, and then you can put it right back in your jar if you want to. But anyway, the subject for this art journal entry, this life question, is what would you do? I'm just trimming the end of this page off a little bit here, you can see. What would you do if you were given an extra 24 hours? So almost like Groundhog Day. What would you do if you were given an extra 24 hours? And it couldn't be used to do things like pay bills or stuff like that, like, oh, good, I finished doing this or whatever. Well, I shouldn't say it couldn't be used because this is what would you do with it. I'm not going to use mine that way. But if you were given an extra 24 hours, God just said, you know what? I'm giving you an extra 24 hours, which is in fact probably what happens every day to us. If we wake up and we're alive, we've been given that gift of 24 hours. But I'm just sort of saying in kind of like, what if you got an extra 24 hours? How would you use it? What would you do? And I thought for myself, I think I would like to spend it in love. Being in love, with love, sharing love, making love, everything that had to do with love, because I think that is the biggest problem on this planet Earth. And the reason I said earlier that I didn't want you to use it like for paying bills, this is kind of like a free day where there's no responsibilities. What would you do with that day? And that's why, I'd like to be doing all those things every day, sharing love, making love, being in love, all of those things. But our normal routine of our day gets in. So this is our magic day. What would you do? And I think that's what I would do, because I think that's what's wrong with us. We just don't show how much we love each other. And while I was away, because I had no responsibilities other than being with my mom, But you know, she's pretty independent. So it was almost like I was on a retreat. And I really could feel myself, the longer I was away, maybe that's why I didn't want to come home. I could feel myself just filling up with love, like just feeling what love really, really is, and wanting to share it and wanting to see my family. But even though I didn't see them, I could still feel the love for them. And it was just, I don't know, it was just a really unusual and interesting retreat for me that I wasn't expecting. That's not what this trip was about. It was about me and my mom going away and just getting out of the winter. But because of how long we were gone and because we had no other responsibilities, I had a lot of time to think. And I just think when I actually wrote a letter to my family on Valentine's Day, because I was away, and I told them that, you know, life is ultimately just about love and loving and showing how much you love each other. And it is so important. It just truly is so important. You're not going to get a second chance if you've got a beef with somebody, especially one that, oh, family and our beefs, you know. Try to resolve it if you can. Try to be the humble person. Try to live with charity isn't the word I'm looking for. Compassion. Try to have more of a compassionate heart. And that's why I always think that I think it in a Buddhist way, because I know that's how they think. Like, live with loving kindness. Show love to people. Lovers make love. Kiss your grandbabies. Kiss your children. Just wouldn't it be amazing if everybody was just so busy that they were in love that they couldn't function? That we were just drunk in love? So I would like to have a day like that. That's what I would do with my 24 hours. And yeah. So this page is all about my 24 hours. Now I've cut that heart off because I wanted to have 3 hearts on the page. And it was obviously not going to fit there. I'm using gel medium as my main adhesive, which is awesome. So now I'm just going to let this dry. So I have this little label. I think it was a Tim Holtz or a Seven Gypsies. I can't remember. And I want to kind of grunge around the edges a little bit on this. This is where I'm going to do my journaling. And also I have these old chipboard stickers or whatever they are. And it's number 24. The 4 is on this table somewhere in this mess. You should see the mess in this room, you can imagine, because I haven't had a chance to really get organized. But anyway, there's my 4. So instead of just plunking them on the page like that, I want to distress them a little bit. So I have, this is a Heidi Swapp distresser. Tim Holtz has one. You can also just use an emery board. Works just as well, especially on smaller stuff. I always think the emery board works even better sometimes. So I'm just rubbing off some of that glossy shininess of the 2 and the 4. I don't want them to look so brand new, like I just took them out of the package, you know. And then I'm just going to take some of the Prima ink I just have on my desk just because it's right here. Sorry, that sound might drive people crazy. Oh, today I was at West Edmonton Mall and somebody was ripping a styrofoam plate in half so they could like share it with their kids. Oh my God, it was like somebody running their fingernails down the chalkboard. But then I was like, no, Monica, live in love. Think of love. Be in love. Love the sound. You know. Yeah, so I'm going to take this one. It is called Dark Rust. I think there's another one that's more brown. Actually, that's black. These are great to just have sitting by your desk. If you want some, I'll use this one. This probably blend better with, yeah. Just to grunge it up a little bit. I don't want it looking so brand new all the time. I'm always grunging stuff up. There, so that's done. And then my 2 and my 4 are done. And once this is really dry, I'll trim those hearts off on the end there. And I'm going to journal on here first. This page is not going to be very complicated because it pretty much says it all, doesn't it? I'm going to put those on there like that. And then I picked up these buttons at this really cool Reclaimed store. If you guys watched any of my Vlogmas videos, it was one of the last ones. And I got these really cool, look at these buttons. And then when I saw the heart, this gold heart one, I was like, perfect. I'm gonna glue it on my page for more love. Can never do without enough love, you know? So I'm gonna go ahead and get my journaling done and get some of these elements glued down, and I shall return. So I've got these old Meyer Road Mixed Blossom Mini chipboard pieces. I'm sure anybody that scrapbooked has got stuff like that laying around. So I'm just going to spray them with this Color Bloom Antique Gold spray. So fast, one shot and you're done. There we go. And then I'm going to glue those on the page. I told you before on the page before that I was raised Catholic, and I really think that the center of our joy and the center of our being, whether you believe in God or a higher spirit or Buddha or whatever, the center of that joy comes from love. And if I had 24 extra hours, I would try to spread as much love as I could throughout the world or my world. If that just meant my grandkids and my husband and my kids, then that's it. You know what I mean? But that's what I would do. And having said that, I'm going to try really hard to just do that anyway. Just have that consciously, kind of the way you greet people, the way you are. I'm learning so much more now to be so non-judgmental of people. You can't judge other people. Who do we think we are? Do you know what I'm saying? So I'll show you what I did on my page. There's my hearts, my doily hearts. And that mixed medium, this gel medium was a glossy one, so you can see how shiny those doilies are. I got those in at one of them dollar stores in Vegas. There's my little gold flowers. Just add a little depth to the page, the napkin in the background. I wanted it back there because I loved it, and I loved the store Vera Bradley. Loved it. It was so pretty. It had never been there before. So that's the significance of that napkin on the page. And then that was also one of my favorite places, that restoration where everything was recycled. I just love that art store in the Art Center in Las Vegas. And yeah, so it just says, if I were gifted on earth with an extra set of 24 hours, I would spend them in love, sharing love, making love, and being compassionate. So that's my page for this week, and I can't wait to see what you guys would do if you were given 24 hours, having another Groundhog Day. So we'll see y'all next week, and thanks for watching. Bye.